Hey guys, welcome to my video on the overview of Windows 8 Developer Preview. This version of Windows was released to developers in September 2011 and was created to show off what the future of Windows would be like. Though at this point in time it looked like Windows 7 with a giant start menu with apps. In order to show developers what they can do with this new version of Windows, Microsoft created some apps. Some of these apps are early versions of the apps in Windows 8 and some are just concepts that never got released. Here are a few of them. What's interesting about this OS is that apps don't close, instead they are left in a suspended state, meaning that they are always in RAM. The OS also had a new menu on the bottom left of the screen. This is where you could access the new options. These options would change depending on the app, so in theory, if you want to share something like a post, you could hover your mouse over to the bottom left corner, select share and choose which apps you want to share the post with. You can also search within the app and change the app settings with this menu. This version of Windows also introduced a new lock screen that showed a picture and a clock. With this new lock screen you can also set up a new picture password feature, where you would have to tap or swipe on a specific part of a picture to unlock your PC. Before making this video I totally forgot about this feature and how cool it is. Since the Windows 8 Developer Preview is based on Windows 7, everything works with it. I was able to install Chrome and browse the internet fine with no problems, but some pages seem to crash for no reason. Since this version of Windows was supposed to be used until early 2012, it shuts itself down every hour because it's not activated, so doing any day-to-day tasks can be a bit difficult. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you would like to see more content from me, check out my channel at Pocket Pixel.
Hello Windows on Windows, or should I say Major Sky 17. I am Sneaky Toe, and today I would love to discuss an unreleased Windows XP beta build, Whistler build 2446. Before I actually dive into this
cream gravy,
I would like to address that I have made videos on this channel on my channel about this build. Twice! Now, why do I like Whistler build 2446 better than the popular 2419 and 2428 builds? Well, think of 2446 as a minor, but more functioning, update to 2428. It has a better visual style than the final, better everything. So let's dive in. Firstly, trust me, I love this even better than the final release. This build is essentially the speed of Windows 2000 with the looks of XP. This is how you should make the next version of Windows. Obviously without bugs like trying to install Adobe Flash and come on! By the way, that does actually happen. The setup was faster. The splash screen or boot screen was more presentable, the setup was presentable, and I could go on. Everything was so refined that it immediately welcomed me the first time I booted up this build when I was a kid, and I still do today. The default wallpaper and login screen was better implemented and welcomed me. I mean, this is such a welcoming build to the operating system, and to be honest, Windows XP feels like it's trying too hard. Microsoft should have just stuck with this
cream gravy.
So the desktop. The Lunar theme was much better, but I have to ask, why did Microsoft scrap this design? The final looks like the Sonic Generations Tammy at sucking the colour out of this theme. The recycle bin should have been called the recycle bag, but it's no big deal. I like the design. And now for my entertainment purposes. I love the beta version of Windows Media Player 8 and its sample, and after searching around for the original after tons of people doing remixes because they never knew the name of the original, the name of the song is Intermix Voices. The day-to-day operating system so much that I tried to search on the internet how to activate it fully. I tried tweak-NT, but it didn't work until the day I found anti-WPA. It was meant for the final version, but it patched the build no probs. And now I can change the date to today. The Windows activation program is no longer in the start menu. So as I said before, this build is the speed of Windows 2000 with the entertainment visual style, a much better visual style, than Windows XP. So to conclude, see you later, and I hope my entry gets, well, accepted. See ya peeps, and have a damn good day.
Hello everyone, I am MS-GIL, and welcome to my submission for the Windows on Windows subscriber showcase, in which I live with a beta operating system for some time and see how I can survive with it. And in this case I did pretty well. Let's start out with the internet side of things. As you can see, my website loads just fine and works exactly the way I want it to, and the YouTube video on it loads. See? And then my email works, and then the news works, which is exactly everything I want with the internet side of things. And then with the rest of it, I can listen to the music I want to, and without any problem. I mean, sometimes it sounds a little jumbled, but that's because it's Whistler's fault. And sometimes I get a little bit of a glitch, but that's fine. So yeah, this works just fine. And AOL was able to download. Microsoft Word works just fine, along with my USB stick. I was able to even write a paper on it for school. I just blurred out my name on it for reasons. And so that worked out just fine. And I got Malwarebytes working on here. I got games on here. Opera works just fine, but it has to be in this. I believe I got the print shop working, which is useful for creating cards and stuff, which sometimes I do for people, graphics and whatnot, posters. My email, like I said, works. In fact, Google Maps was working earlier. This even works too, which is a third-party program which I got. And exactly like it would on a normal operating system, AOL. Just everything works just fine. Only thing is sometimes the watercolor breaks everything. And ClearType works beautifully on this, as if it would on, Windows XP. And this all works, like all the shadows and stuff. And I was able to even change my background, but I like this one better. Excel works. All of this works, in fact. AOL. QuickTime Player works, and if you want to listen to an MPEG file. And I've been able to live with this just fine for the past, like 3 weeks, I want to say.
on Windows. This is TheComputerBetaG, and today I'm going to show you how I can use Windows codename Longhorn Build 4074 as my main operating system. Installed on Longhorn, I have two games, Zoo Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon. For my web browser, I have Mozilla Firefox. For my antivirus / anti-malware, I have Malwarebytes Anti-Malware. LibreOffice is my Office suite. VLC Media Player is my main media player. I use 7-zip to archive my files, and Virtual PC to virtualize stuff. First, I'm going to demo Zoo Tycoon. And I'll just continue where I left off. So yeah, this is just one of the demo maps in Zoo Tycoon, just to get you used to the controls, but I don't really need to. I'm not going to be playing this game for too long. So yeah. Next, we're going to be demoing Roller Coaster Tycoon. And start. So yeah, I have the demo map. Well, not really the demo map. I just have the Diamond Heights map, just as the demo. So as you can see, the graphics are working just fine. Yeah, let's X out of that. I'm gonna open up Firefox. There's a weird glitch with Longhorn where I can't access the internet. I tried installing driver packs and all that. It didn't really work too well. So, yeah, Firefox is just gonna go in a loop there. Malwarebytes is gonna take forever, so I'm just gonna start it now. LibreOffice, this is gonna be the Office suite that I'm gonna use on Longhorn. I tried installing Microsoft Office, but that didn't want to work. Specifically 2007. Yeah. And there's a weird glitch with this where it doesn't want to save. If I can just close. Don't save. And VLC Media Player, have right up there. Let's demo some music. Right there. Bam. Music. Sound works right out of the box in Longhorn. At least in VirtualBox anyways. So 7-zip. We have 7-zip right there. And yeah, it's just 7-zip. As we all know it. Or at least we should. And this is Malwarebytes. Avast refused to install, so I'm stuck with Malwarebytes. Yeah. And the coolest thing that I think that I was able to get installed on here is Virtual PC. Don't need that. And I made a virtual machine of Windows 98 in Virtual PC, and it works just fine. Surprisingly, I thought it would crash as soon as I start the setup, but yeah, I was able to get this working too. Really cool. Yeah, I have the Plus pack also. I just simply applied the Windows 98, the high color theme. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Hello, and my name is Nazmus, and today I'm making a video for MajorSky 17's Windows on Windows Subscriber Showcase 2, in which we have to use an unreleased version of Windows as an everyday operating system. Well, I'm cheating here. I'm using React OS because it is an unreleased version of a remake of Windows XP. The team behind this is using their genius brains to recreate from the ground up, from the kernel to the user experience, a binary compatible version of Windows XP. It looks like Windows XP, it acts like Windows XP, and it's supposed to run applications made for Microsoft Windows. So let's get started. This is not Linux, a lot like Windows NT. Even the copying stage is a lot like Windows NT. And next part, just like Windows XP setup and other Windows NT setup, this is the text-based portion, and you restart into a GUI portion, just like Windows XP. And as you can see, enter. Yeah, so you'll hear the term just like Windows XP a lot because it is supposed to be like Windows XP. Oh, look at that. We have booted into a GUI setup. Now, interestingly, this part actually looks like the Windows 2000 setup process, the post text-based setup process. Like have this Windows 2000 based setup wizard and a Windows 2000 backdrop or background color. So we're at React OS. I just post install. I just restarted. I haven't done anything to this. As you can see, this already looks like a Windows XP installer installed a version of Windows XP. It's like an unfinished version of Windows XP. Things are being developed. It's like going back in time in 2001 and watching Windows XP being developed. But now we're gonna try running and installing software as if we live in 2001. And imagine we live in 2001 and we were trying out contemporary software in an unfinished version of Windows XP and see if we could live in this OS and as an everyday OS. But before I do that, let's check out some settings here. I'm gonna right click on the desktop and click properties so you can see this looks a lot like Windows XP. So this is like the desktop manager, the wallpaper manager, screensavers. You have some similar screensavers. Appearance, look at this, identical. You also have these options: use smooth edging on the screen fonts and stuff. Show window content while dragging. You could change your colors just like Windows XP. You have the classic theme and the Luna theme, and they renamed it as Lotus. I guess they want to keep the L but couldn't use the word Luna. But you have all these existing Windows color schemes that we missed since Vista, because Vista got rid of these. My favorite was Brick. I loved Brick. I'll show you that. I guess we'll switch to that right now. Brick was awesome. Also here, notice the start menu. You might say, well, XP had a newer start menu. Well, it did. You have to right click here and look at this same properties window. But here, look at the start menu. Here with the classic start menu, this is the menu, the classic look and feel. This is the XP style start menu that's coming in the future. It's grayed out. We have paint. You have the paint here. You change colors. One thing I like about this, look at this. I could have these Windows Vista color palette, or I could choose the Windows XP and the previous Windows 98 color palette. I love this. I grew up with this color palette. It was awesome. So there you go. Awesome color choices, and if you prefer the XP ones or Vista ones, you could move to this instead. We have local disk, all these similar Windows XP like folder structure. We have Internet Explorer. Yes, they actually recreated Internet Explorer. So I'm gonna search for what's my browser, so to see if it could detect what browser this report says. I don't know what engine it's using, but it reports it as Internet Explorer 9, it's IE9. CD, actually, let's see, dir. There's a Systems 32 folder. Oh, even the command prompt is legacy. You can't make it full screen like you can't, just like you can't on Windows XP and 7. Windows 10 updated the command line interface to be able to be more dynamic, but even the font dialog box is taken straight out of Windows 3.1 because the current version of Notepad uses this. About, just like the normal Notepad. WinVer, you see the Windows version. There's the registry editor. MS-config. There you go, an identical replica of Microsoft config, including the startup application. That is awesome. So guys, the download finished, and Alt tab. Download finished, and we have the Windows installer running. So since the installation app is actually an app, Windows app, so I guess our first Windows app running is successful. But let's see if the app we really want works. Because if this works, that means this solves our media problem. We could watch videos and movies and stuff, including DVDs, I think. So run VLC player. And yes, look at this. VLC works just fine. It even has a skin mode, just like Windows Media Player. So there we have Firefox installer. Again, the installer itself works. Standard with Firefox's default browser. We're going to install Firefox, and guess what? I'm going to use Firefox to download Microsoft Office. I have a copy of Microsoft Office 2007. I'm going to try that. Finish. Yeah, Firefox works. Again, using the Windows XP style look and feel, because using the classic theme. I'm going to use Firefox to download Microsoft Office 2007 because the latest version of Office does not support Windows XP, and which means this will likely not support this version of OS either, because I don't know if Windows 7 based APIs made it in here. So let's do that. So there you have it. I did a quick demo of React OS for Major Sky 17. Due to the 5 limit time, I could not do. I wanted to do a lot more, but I didn't have time. But I thought I'd give you the main gist of it. It's like using Windows XP when it was unfinished. Some software works, some doesn't. There's lots of bugs. So it's like living in the back in the day. Today's betas of Windows are pretty stable, actually. Windows 10 inside previews are stable. Back in the day, especially in Longhorn and on early versions of XPs, you'd have like bugs, full of bugs, OS full of bugs, and using it as a daily OS would be a pain. And that's what React OS feels like. It's like our early version of the OS. You can use it if you can deal with the bugs. I would recommend it. Many basic software works, VLC works. I was able to get Office running. If you want to see a video of me using Microsoft Office and React OS, I'll definitely have that. Let me know. I'll have that on my YouTube channel. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.